Good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be here with me this morning, June 14th, 2022. At Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to make you financially independent and be the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade using our proprietary, super accurate trading indicators. And we supplement that with what we consider to be the best in the business, personalized one-on-one training, which we think is the most efficient and effective way to learn how to currency trade. Currency trading is hard, but it is doable when you have someone who knows what they're doing and they're there to help you along the way, and that's exactly what we do. In this session, I will use one of the signals that I principally trade with. We have over a dozen signals, and I will walk you through what I do so that it is a teaching moment for you, and then you're able to copy the trade when we're done. So with that, let us go. We need to listen to this guy, and then we'll get going.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker. We make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the other great things about our program is that we are here every day. We do live trades so that you can see an experienced trader come online, walk through their analysis, and it becomes a teaching moment, and then give you a trade. When you are in the light program, you get access, kind of scale down access to me. We are here this morning. There'll be another intro to coaching session a little later this afternoon. But when you are a regular member, every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, every evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then again at 10 p.m. Eastern, we do live trades. And also if you want even more, there's extra paid sessions at 8 p.m. So lots of opportunities to have access to an experienced trader. I like to trade off of a checklist, and every day I start, I kind of reboot my green chart. I did that before we came on, and I make sure my MetaTrader 4 is connected and live. Review of yesterday at the end of each day or the beginning of the next day. It is good to take a look at what you did the previous day. And the purpose there is to figure out what quite didn't go right so that you can fix it and not make that same mistake. Now, sometimes you did everything right and it goes wrong, but it's worth it to put the time in to see that. Last night we took a trade on AUD USD for 15 pips. That trade closed during the day. I'd actually taken another trade with somebody else. We got stopped out. And the reason there was the stop was too tight. The stop was too tight. Again, we're down at $1.04 for the euro. again, I got lazy and said, well, it's not going to go down that much. There's no room left for it to go down, rather than using my normal 4-to-1 that I use on the euro. I think I did a 2-to-1. I did a 2-to-1. So that's where I got stopped out. So even I sometimes do things that I know aren't quite right. In that case, it came back to bite me, even though it was on a demo account. As we are technical traders, we want to know what the news is, because news impacts currency, and we want to be able to trade around that. And we figure out what the news is by going to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks the news down into kind of 3 categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. I want to look for where these red guys are and basically trade around them. And this morning we've got some news coming out on the on the USD at 8:30. I usually like to be out of the trade within 2 hours of 2 hours of the trade. So we are within 2 hours of this news, so we won't be taking a trade on the euro USD. So let's keep going here. Let's see what we've got. So I am going to start by using this chart, the light 6 major, which is one of the standard layouts. I consider it a composite chart in that it's showing me multiple currency pairs. These are all US based. On a 1-hour chart, I like to trade off of a 1-hour chart. That's my comfort zone. When we train you, we will figure out what your comfort zone is and create a trade plan around that. On a 1-hour chart, on the euro USD, that is usually worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. And I tend to be a single sitter. I'm looking for 10 pips at a time. And if I can get 3 10-pip trades for 30 pips for the day, I've done pretty good. So I am going to do the analysis on this page, even though we're not going to do anything. And this page will be kind of quick, because just quickly glancing through it, I can see there's not a trade set up. But basically, I start here in the middle section with the majors and minors. Red and green line is the major indicator. Black and gray line is the minor indicator. I am looking for situations where the lines, these red and the majors and minors, are either below this red line, which is the oversold line, or above this blue line, which is the overbought line. So it's easy to graphically tell when the trade setup is there. When it's below, I'm looking for the lines to be pointed up. When it's above, I'm looking for the lines to be pointed down. And then ideally, like here on the AUD USD, if I see the lines pointing down, I am going to run it all the way through the channel and take that run. And as you can see, had you been able to kind of catch this when it started to turn, that was worth 60 pips. 60 pips right there, if you caught this when the turn is. So I'm looking to get a high probability trade, and that high probability trade is when I can catch it on either side of the overbought, oversold line and run it right through the channel. So here we're oversold going down. I'm gonna get rid of this guy here. We're just reaching oversold on the euro USD. So if I see nothing, I keep going. I don't have to do any more analysis. But my starting point is here. Oversold, minors are starting to go up, but majors are still sideways. U.S. Canadian dollar overbought. Miners are starting to turn. Majors still going up. U.S. Swiss franc. We're in the middle of the channel. We're a little bit more than halfway. I will consider a trade if the green line is less than halfway. If the green line is less than halfway. Now, can I get a good run if I'm in the channel and it's going up? Yes, I can. Can I get a run when we are overbought and it's going up? Yes, I can. But based on my my trade rules, it's a lower probability trade, and I don't know how many pips I can get or how many pips are left in the move. If I can catch one down here, I'm pretty sure I can get the 10 pips. USD yen oversold. Miners are going up. Majors are starting to turn to go up. Haven't quite committed. They're kind of sideways. So nothing there. I have cloned this chart and made another with non-US pairs and named it 6 Major 2. Overbought. Miners are kind of going down, but really more sideways. Majors are kind of sideways. I'm going to pass on this for now. I guess you could. Now, this isn't really down on the majors. So, AUD, JPY oversold. Everybody's still kind of going down. Euro Canadian overbought. Miners are going down in the channel. Majors are going down, but we have gone. But they're kind of going sideways. This is technically down, and I've got kind of the third criteria, which is the red line is on top and the black line is on top. But I do not like this. Reason I don't like it is the green line. Follow the green line. We've got more steep, then it kinks to less steep. I want it the other way. I want it less steep to more steep. And if you remember off of last night's trade, that's exactly what happened with the AUD USD. It was less steep and the line kinked and was going to more steep, which is one of the reasons why I liked that trade. I just need to wait till I see my setup, and when I see it, then pull the trigger. So technically, this is okay. And what I would do next is I would pop up to the TNTs, and I would count how many lines are supporting what I see here, which is a sell signal, and I've got 3 of the 4 lines supporting that. The 2 orange lines are going down, telling me sell. Dotted blue is going up, telling me sell. The thick blue is flat, so I don't have anything here. And then so if I have 3 out of 4, then I jump down on the pressure, and I have got up pressure, but I have the red line on top. The red line on top is worth a point. So I have 7 points here. I need a minimum of 7 points to take the trade. But again, I don't like this kink, so I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass right now on the Euro Canadian. I am going to write it down. Maybe we'll come back and take a little bit more of a look at it. But for right now, I don't like it because of the kink. Oversold going down on AUD, NZD. Pound yen oversold. Miners are starting to go up. Majors haven't quite committed there. Euro AUD overbought and going up. So here's one where this would have been a pretty good signal, and you got the head fake. It started to go down and it switched. Before we would have taken this, we would have went to take a look at the 2 and the 4 hour to see if we had agreement here. But here's one of the rare situations where this was the beginning of the setup Well, I don't know that we have the whole setup here down. I don't know that we would have had the points we needed up here. But let's keep going. Canadian yen oversold, and not minors are sideways, majors are sideways, nothing there. Euro New Zealand overbought, going up. Pound New Zealand majors are going up. Minors haven't committed yet. I want agreement amongst both the majors and minors. If I can get agreement across, what I'm looking for is a setup that's going to give me a high probability of the trade doing what I want. And if I can get each of these sections is measuring something different, when I can get agreement across all three sections, that gives me the highest probability of the trade doing what I want. Can just one section give me enough information to take a trade? Yes, but I want a trade that really is a high probability of happening. New Zealand yen oversold sideways. New Zealand USD oversold sideways. Both of these are very similar. Both charts almost identical. Euro, Swiss franc. We do have the setup here, oversold. Everybody's going up. It's not quite halfway into the channel. But again, what's wrong here? I've got the kink in the green line where I'm going from more steep to less steep. I don't like that kink. The kink bothers me. I want the kink to be the other way. When I go up here, again, I got 3 out of the 4. The 2 orange lines going up, the dotted blue going down. This might be going down too. The thick blue might be going down just a hair. So I've got 3 or 4 out of the 4, but I do have down pressure, which is in disagreement with the red on top. So the pressure's not with me yet. This was very similar to one we saw on the last page where we had that kink, the Euro Canadian. So let's go to 6 major 4. Oversold, Australian dollar, Canadian oversold, going down. Swiss franc yen approaching oversold. The euro yen oversold, starting to turn. Pound Australian dollar in the middle of the channel. It turned in the middle of the channel, but we're more than halfway here. So there was some news on the Australian dollar because you get that turn on 2 or 3 of them. New Zealand Swiss franc oversold. Minors are going up, majors are sideways, and Canadian Swiss franc oversold. Minors going up, majors going up. But what do we have? We've got this the kink. The kink. I don't like the kink because we're going from more steep to less steep. We've got 3 points here. We've got 4 points here. The 2 orange lines going up, blue coming down, other blue coming down just a little bit. But I've got down pressure with red on top. The green is about to kick over, but this is soft. Because this is soft on the majors, I am going to pass. So we've just gone through 24 charts in about 12, 14 minutes and haven't seen anything. So I have a backup second signal that I use, uh, 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 which is a little scalp trade. And it focuses around what the thick orange line is doing, and it is worth 5 pips. So let's see if we see a setup for that trade. And the rules on that trade are when the thick orange line is as low as it can go, it will go to 0. Right now it's at 1.4. When it is at 0, because this number is scaled, that's telling me that I don't think there's any more down on the movement. I'm at 0. Can't go lower than 0. So that's a buy. Likewise, when this line is as high as it can go, say over here on the US Swiss franc, it is at 10. When it's at 10, it says, hey, I don't think there's any more up in the movement. So I am looking for this to be either at 0 or 10. If it is at 10, again, I don't want to trade just on one piece of information. I want to get confirmation. I'm going to get that confirmation by taking a look at what the majors and minors are doing. And I want my majors and minors to be well overbought to support what I'm seeing here. Right now, they're in the middle of the channel and they're all going up. So they're not there. I would want them to look more like this. See how far above the blue line they are? I want them to be way up here, or as close to that. Maybe as far as where the kink is in the red line would be good. So let's take a look. So I'm looking for 0 or 10, and or within 1 point of either end. And I want to take this trade. This trade is good off of the 1 hour chart. And I want to take it when there's less than 5 minutes left in the hour. Less than 5 minutes in the hour. Right now we've got 7 minutes. So it'll take us a couple minutes just to go through and see what if we have a setup on any of these. So 1.5 isn't close enough. 0.17. All right, that's within 1 of 0. Where are my majors and minors? Major is just touching the red line. I want them to be way further. I want them to be further than this gray line. So nothing there. 1.9, not close enough. 8, not close enough. I'm looking for 0 or 10. 10, yes, but these lines aren't close enough. 4.5, nothing. So let's go to the second. $3.7, not close enough. 2.3, not close enough. 0, yes. Down here, well, where's my majors and minors? My majors are still kind of overbought, just entering the channel. So this isn't even close. 5, no. 3.5, no. 5.3, no. So let's go to the next group. 3.3, no. 5.9, no. 4.9, no. 2.6, no. 2.2, no. 7, no. All right, so we've just gone through 18 charts. AUD Canadian, 2.6 is within 1 of 0. And my majors and minors are all kind of well below the line. So this is a possibility. AUD, CAD for a buy. Let me just see what else there is before we decide. 4.5, yes. My red line is just touching. So the difference between this one and this one is the red line is on the majors is below the red horizontal line. Where here it's just touching. So this definitely isn't enough. 1.6, no. All right, so this one meets the criteria. In fact, it's been at 0 for the last 2 hours. So last hour, this was just touching. So this was kind of like this one is now. AUD Canadian. It is approaching morning time in Canada, so this is good. So let's go ahead and take a buy on the AUD Canadian for 5 pips. So you can do that on your simulator, or we'll pull over the MetaTrader 4. This is a demo account. So I am going to open up AUD CAD, and I don't have that open. So I'm going to go to File, New Chart, and then I'm going to look for AUD CAD, not in this first group, not in this second group. It will be in this third group right here, AUD CAD. I'm going to open up the chart. I'm going to switch it over to a 1 hour, so I'm looking at the same thing that I was looking at there before. The spread is a little high. Spread is a little high. It's 1.5 pips, 2 pips now. If it was 1 pip, I would go ahead and take it. So what I'm talking about here is there's a spread on every trade between the bid and the ask, the buy and the sell price. And that difference is what the broker, part of what the broker makes. So on the Euro USD, it's about two points. See the difference between the 5th digit? This is between 2 and 3. So it's a fraction of a pip. Whereas here, it's pips. So we're at 7 to 9. That's just under 2 pips. So to take a 5 pip trade, to only make 2 pips, or to take a 5 pip trade and have to pay 2 pips in commission is a bit much. I am going to advise against that. It's not the risk reward. You're giving up too much. You're giving up too much for what you're going to make. The risk isn't worth it. And that has to do because it's Australian one. It's a 1.5. Oh. If it was 1 pip, I would probably do it. But 2 pips, I'm not. 1.5, I'm not. So sorry, gang. Not 1. Yeah, it's pip. Ooh, it's very close. 1, 2. It's about a 1.5 pips. Let me take a look. One more look. Yeah, it's 2 pips. We're not going to take it. Let's see what we have. Oh, and I'm told on turnkey the spread is 17 points, which is a pip. All right, so we're gonna pass on that. Let's see if we've got any questions. Hi, Paul. You only ever trade Euro USD. That is the principal pair that I trade. Very rarely do I trade something else. When I'm doing a live trade, yes, I will do something else. But I found for my cognitive abilities, it's easier for me to just focus on one pair and get very, very familiar with how it moves. So that's what I like to do. If so, how many trades on average you take per day or week? I will take anywhere from usually 2 to 8 trades, give or take a little bit. Yesterday, you didn't see my trade activity because the email server was down, but yesterday I only took 1 trade. And today I haven't taken a trade at all. I ended up not taking an overnight trade because I was flustered because the email server was down. But I will take anywhere from 2 to 8 trades a day. Ideally, I am looking for 30 pips. I will, which is basically 3 10-point trades, and usually kind of quit thereafter. Although I do have the chart up, and if I happen to see something, I'm not like aggressively looking at that point. Once I've made my money for the day, I'm kind of focusing on other things. The overnight trade, I am taking that principally off of a day chart, but I do look at the 2 and the 4-hour chart when I am taking the trade, even though I'm trading off of the 1-hour chart. Okay, gang. Thank you for oops, let's see. Yeah, Steve, I will not be available today. I will not be available. I've got something in the afternoon. So if you could reschedule that, I should have blocked it off on my calendar. And this morning, I'm trying to figure out how to get the email going. So I am not, today isn't good. Okay, gang, thanks so much. We will see you on Thursday morning again, and hopefully by tonight I will have my email up and running. Okay, great. Thank you, gang. Bye-bye.